My name is Julius Engel. I'm running for mayor of Sacramento. Well, I have 5 specific goals that I'm going to reach, and in my interaction with the other candidates, when I've read about them, and I've read as much as I can get my hands on, they have no goals. They just want to be mayor. I'm mayor, and you're not. It's really that simple. And they're not going to tell you what they're going to do. I, on the other hand, am telling you specifically what I'm going to do. My 5 points. Okay, resolve the homeless issue. Now, there's a lot of subparts to that. How are we going to do that? Establish a minimum wage of $19.50 with tiered increases. That speaks for itself. Other cities have it. They're not even talking about it. They're not even saying, okay, we disagree with you, Engel. They're ignoring it. Number 3, reopen Rancho Seco to reduce our SMUD bills. There may be other ways to reduce it as well, and I'm going to definitely explore that. They're not even talking about that. Not even to disagree. Number 4, improve our school security. Keeping your fingers crossed does not count as school security. Okay, now I've just spent 4 years working with Homeland Security. I was an attorney before that. I was a police officer, a correctional officer. I know a lot about security. They know absolutely nothing from what I can see. And we need to have proper school security, and just hoping it's not going to happen here, and odds are it won't. I think it's like 311,000 middle schools in the United States. The idea of it happening at your school is pretty small. But we need to have proper security. What are we without our future generation? And maybe perhaps my most favorite, free parking downtown. Other cities have it, and we're going to go shopping, go to Citrus Heights, go to some other city nearby. They don't make you pay for shopping, for parking. You don't want to park, you don't go to our merchants, you don't give them money. That hurts our economy. Why do we have to pay parking, which is really a tax, on streets that have already been paid for by our tax dollars and our parents' tax dollars? Why? And again, my opponents, they don't even address it.
You did mention being an attorney, so I do want to give viewers the opportunity to hear from you on, I saw that you were disbarred several years ago, so viewers might see in our audience and say,
it's in my statement.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. So talk to me about how do you answer to people who say if he's getting disbarred, I don't know if I can trust him as mayor.
Okay, well, first of all, read about it. See what it's disbarred for. You can be disbarred for ghastly things and for very petty administrative things. Mine was very petty and administrative and political. You may or may not remember me. I ran for DA. I ran for judge. I've been doing that since the 90s. I've been always interested in public service. And they've always had a good old boy, good old girl network in this city, and I think most cities do. A clique, used to call it the establishment back in my day, or deep state. They don't want to let you in. So this was I can't run for judge or DA if I don't have a license. So it was purely political, and certainly nothing criminal or anything of that nature. It was strictly administrative, and I'm eligible to be reinstated as well. So that's another thing on my bucket list. This is, of course, the priority for now. But they do play dirty. And part of my campaign, in addition to the 5 points I just made, is to break up the good old boy and good old girl network. Well, I've been here since 1978. Okay, so I was 22 when I came here, so I'm 67 now. Been here the vast majority of my life. And I have always loved Sacramento. This is where I raised my children. This is where I spent my married years with my wife, who passed away 7 years ago. And I can't think of another place that is better, that I would rather live. And there's so much to do here, and it's just a high quality of life, and things can be better. And of course, Sacramento is like no other city. It's the capital of the world's maybe 3rd or 4th largest economy. So it'd be quite an honor to be a mayor here. But I look around, I'm a Sacramentan too, I'm a voter too, and I look around and I see things that I don't like. Just these first 5 points, I really had a list of 10 at first, but I think we'd pare it down to keep it easy, that I don't like. So become mayor and fix these things. If you can't fight City Hall, become City Hall. When you vote for me, you're City Hall. Well, enough is enough. The problem is with our current mayor, my old friend Darrell, he's going to be out in a year, and that's good because he has not done anything. I mean, it's been 8 years of incompetency. It's been ignored. It's a problem that can be resolved, but no one's tried until now. Now we have District Attorney Ho, who I didn't support at first, but I do now because he's performing, he's doing things. Okay, and Jimmy Cooper, the sheriff. And I remember I've always supported him. I'm glad he finally got elected. Actually, we need him more now than ever. So that's two solid government officials who are dealing with a problem and dealing with it well. Poe files lawsuits. That's what I would have done if I had won DA. Use the civil side of the district attorney's office, most people don't think about. He prosecutes people, puts people in jail, but you don't think he can sue and resolve these problems. That's no good if the sheriff doesn't enforce it, and we have a sheriff that's enforcing it. You're like me, mayor, that's a triad. There's three of us of the same mind. Steinberg butted heads with Ho. He would not do it. It was not just not his indifference to it or his inaction. He actually butted heads with Ho and tried to stop him from doing it. And Ho had to sue to enforce these laws. With me, there you have this triad, a triangle of strength to help deal with the problem. The rights must be regarded. We have the place to send them. I think Ms. Flo, as we call her, she gave an interview where she said you can't move them until you have a place to send them, which is a good way of starting out your statement, but she doesn't tell us how she's going to find a place. Now, you may not succeed. No plan succeeds or survives its execution, but where are you going to look? What's your plan to find a place for them? That's not said. So don't find a place to send them, leave them there forever. And that's where we're headed if we don't do something about it. With the sheriff and the DA we have now, I think we have some strong underpinnings to resolve the problem. And with me there, that completes the triangle. So this is Darrell Steinberg syndrome, okay? Have a meeting, make some kind of a plan, and then forget about it. Just go home and have dinner and like it never even happened. He bought a $10 million, I don't know why he bought $10 million of land, how they got him to even do that. Someone maybe made him do it. But they bought a $10 million tract of land in the Tobins for that purpose. They actually did step one and then rolled over and died, you know? We have the land, we have places, we have these many almost cute looking little houses that you can make, temporary houses that Darrell approved, he liked it. We didn't do anything about it. How about setting them up? Now the county has something set up in South Sac. That's a good start. We look at other jurisdictions as examples. There's no shortage of examples, like other jurisdictions have minimum wage too. That's a good example to go by. But we have this land, nothing is just being done until now, because the DA is doing something about it and he has a sheriff that's backing him up. So we have that tract of land. There are other places we can look for, other jurisdictions we can look for. Other cities want to say we're sanctuary cities. If you want to help, we'll take your help. But we have to have the options. Send them someplace where they can leave. They're not prisoners. But Roseville Road, for example, which I drive down, and it's near where I live, is cleaned up. Ho did that. His campaign to me was lackluster, but he performed. I support him now because of that, and it was enforced by the sheriff. So it is being nipped at, but no thanks to Darrell. He's a do-nothing mayor. He sits back on his laurels and doesn't do anything. So there's a lot of things we can do. I've given you some examples now, and when I get into office, I'm sure we'll have even more ideas. Crimes are in cycles. Certain crimes are more, prevalent, and in certain times you may have violent crimes go down. If you do nothing, you're still going to have these cycles, okay? You may have several days with no crime. It doesn't mean anybody did anything to make that happen. It's cycles. So it's still crime, okay? So unfortunately, we'll probably get back to violent crime at another point, then back to more retail crime, and yet another point. Right now, I do big box security. I'm involved with retail crime and preventing it with what I do now. I was Homeland Security for 4 years. I'm the only candidate that has a police officer background. I was military police in the military for 7 years. I was Roseville Police for 9 years, correctional officer for 6. I have an extensive law enforcement background. My opponents have 0. Darrell has absolutely 0. Okay, so what you need to do is help the police, perhaps new leadership. I don't agree with this next pretty boy or pretty girl in line as being the next chief. We should do a national search. That was actually on my other 5, which I did not yet list. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We need to have a better leadership in the police department. We have one of the best police departments, but that needs to be improved. We need to fund the police. We should not blame the police because things go wrong or some officers make bad decisions, which is, the human factor is always there. So I back the police department 100%, the sheriff's department 100%, and we need more people, more backing, and just more law enforcement. Let them know that we care about enforcing the law, and that's the way to deal with it. Unfortunately, just more policing is the answer, rather than just, okay, everybody just follows the law. If everybody did that, we wouldn't need the police to begin with. We need courts. Everybody would just do the right thing. So we do need good policing, and policing has been attacked in the last 20 or 30 years. When I started out, police were respected a lot. And that started going downhill with certain incidents like Rodney King, remember that, over 30 years, and that horrible incident in Minneapolis. We talked about Minneapolis earlier, and that just got worldwide attention, and we just have to go back to good policing, good police communications with the community, and that's been better than ever. We just need more of it. Well, certainly there's no hiding from the homeless issue. I mean, it's like, this is obviously the sun shining in the morning. That needs to be addressed, and it's just beginning to be addressed now. I will join Ho and Cooper to resolve that problem. It is resolvable with Roseville Road. Picture a month ago, picture now. Now it's all cleaned up. So it can be done. It's not hard to do. You just have to do it. Unfortunately, aside from Mayor Cerna and Mayor Johnson, I don't know if we've ever had an effective mayor since the 50s. You just sit there, and a bump on the log, and make excuses for not doing anything. This should have been done a long time ago, but we're doing it now. That's primary. And then the other issues are very close. Like I said, my fellow candidates won't even talk about the minimum wage, or how to reduce our ridiculous mud mills. So I, as a citizen of Sacramento, said, what don't I like about Sacramento? One of the greatest places to live. There are a few things that make us not the perfect place to live, but that's always a goal.